It's still cheaper. It's Comics and Shots, a completely improvised, semi-comedic musing by Howard Stern's Mick the Nerd and YouTube and TikTok's Mick the Man, aka Mick the Maverick, aka a guy whose official license finally came in the mail. Look at that nonsense. Yeah. Make me take off my glasses for the pictures. I always look creepy without my glasses on. Who am I kidding? I look creepy with them on. Today's subject, Luke Cage the Power Man. What's to say about such a grandiose character who started out admittedly as kind of a combination of blaxploitation and virtue signaling, and ended up becoming one of the best superheroes Marvel Comics has. And I really don't want to shit talk the creators of him too much, but it kind of was a mix of virtue signaling and blaxploitation. That's Luke Cage's origins, and it ended up being legitimately political later on, but it was definitely trying to pander early on to black people and fans of blaxploitation, much like Iron Fist was made to pander to the kung fu craze at the time. And Iron Fist is a good character too. Danny Rand doesn't have the chi powers, but hey, he's still kicking around. He's still dancing on the Midnight Clam. It's all good. We need to bring that back. Just characters that were clearly made to, capitalize on a famous fad, during the time. And then it's we just make them cooler later on. Probably too tricky to do nowadays. Yeah. I didn't read much of Luke Cage's original comics. I like them. They're it's kind of the dialogue is kind of like Spider-Man if he had even more of a reason to be pissed off of the world, because, prison. Yeah. The dude is so badass, they ended up giving him 2 superhero names. I didn't know this growing up. I thought Luke Cage was his real name, but no, it was his first pseudonym, Luke Cage, in reference to him being caged by the establishment. And Power Man, just because, when he was busting some people out of jail, it's yeah, that's Black Power Man. And then he just took Power Man. Yeah, okay. And then I think he auditioned for the Fantastic Four, and that pissed off the Thing for some reason. I don't know. Was he actually on the Fantastic Four? I forget. It wasn't actually. Yeah. He was kind of written weirdly in Alias. I don't want to say Bendis wrote him as a Lothario, but he just kind of treated Jessica as a side piece early on. Nowadays, you look at them and they're one of the most wholesome couples in comics. Well, in Marvel Comics at least, which are very rare. We all remember how bad Reed and Sue's marriage got when she felt that she was just delegated to just raising Franklin. That was legitimate drama. Damn. They worked it out. I think they've gone to counseling. Good for them. Good for them. Did she ever bang Namor, though? Is there a what-if story where Sue and Namor get married and have a kid? I feel there has to be. The Invisible Fishman. I love how they actually made him, canonically a mutant to explain his stupid little wing feet, which no other Atlantean has. Yeah. Oh, boy. Back to Luke Cage, though. He's mayor now. He's mayor. And it's like, it's kind of good political satire, because, like, you think when a superhero gets elected mayor, after a supervillain gets elected mayor, that'll change everything, but no. The establishment is just that impossible to take down from the inside, as well as any stupid laws the previous establishment, like, posted. Even though Kingpin and his rapist wife, Typhoid Mary, are just engaging in whatever gang war that's going on right now. Yeah. Well, you know, Luke Cage is still around, kicking ass, taking names, same as his wife, Jessica Jones. Their kids are fine. Oh, yeah, Danny Cage, I think, is their, first kid, and I think they adopted, some kids of the Purple Man. Good for them. Good for them. Especially after what he did. The Purple Man is a character that started out really stupid, but just ended up becoming gradually more horrifying as the decades went on. Like, goddamn. Cerberus syndrome helped that dude out a lot, at the expense of poor Jessica Jones' origin. I'm calling this a Luke Cage mishmash episode because it's about a lot of stuff. Jessica Jones I love as a character, but it's just so weird that her introduction to Marvel was canon from the get-go, because I could have sworn it was meant to be an Elseworld, because you just basically say, oh yeah, this superhero has been around the entire time, and also went to high school with Peter Parker, and also went by Jewel, but then she stopped, and everybody just didn't mention her until just now, when she's doing some crazy stuff with her detective organization, and there's Captain America, and he's fucking a lady, and yeah. It's not the worst character introduction in comics. I'd have to say, oh boy, there's so many bad ones. There's so many freaking bad ones. Probably Spider-Boy, another character I like. Wait, no. Worse than Spider-Boy. Silk. Yeah, where they basically just say, oh, hey, Peter, it turns out the spider didn't just bite you. It bit this other lady, who we didn't mention until just now. She's been in a cave, and you only know about this because of magic. Plot contrivances. And then later, she wants to bang you. It's like, Dan Slott, there probably had to be better ways to give Peter a new girlfriend, other than giving him some magical spider lady who just is genetically attracted to him. That story was really gross. Other writers have done Silk better, but I'm mixed on a lot of Dan Slott stuff. His Superior run was superior, but Silk and Peter was just creepy. Cindy Moon, that's her name, right? That is her name, right? Yeah. Luke Cage, Jessica Jones, Cindy Moon. I have barely any idea about the new Iron Fist. He's doing stuff, I assume. Does anyone, what do you think about him? I don't know. I literally have no idea. Secret Man. Cloak and Dagger are still around, and I honestly just want them in the background. Because if I have to read the sentence, will Cloak and Dagger finally reveal their feelings for each other one more time, I'm gonna puke. Ugh. Also, one time Cloak cheated on Dagger, and it's like, why would you have him do that? They were clearly hinted at being in love for years. Although, on this subject, Cloak and Dagger originally was kind of weird, because several side characters would see Dagger hugging Cloak, and Cloak would just be drawn really menacingly as just some black man with a grin, and it's like, I'm sorry. I thought you guys were trying to be woke here and, tell kids drugs are bad, and here you are making your black main character look all scary and weird. What's going on there? Ugh. That had a show. That had a show that no one talks about. I've heard nothing bad nor good. You've never heard anything about it either, have you? You fucking Daniel? Yeah. You haven't. Then let's talk about the best character introduction. Squirrel Girl. Random mutant character who just goes up to Iron Man one day and says, "Hey, want to team up? Can I be your sidekick?" And as Iron Man's like, "No, you are literally 15." And she's like, "Okay, I'll be back later when I become relevant somehow." And then she did. Yeah, that was the best introduction. Ugh. We need more stuff like Squirrel Girl. Just random mutants wanting to kick back and have a time. Yeah. And back to Luke Cage. I was kind of half joking about stuff being made clearly to market towards modern trends, but we should also have more characters that are made to be a reflection of the current times we're in. DC and Marvel don't really have much of that, that much. It's I think of the rabble from Cody Ziegler's Miles Morales. Most of the time, it's just reusing the old stock. You know how it is. Oh well. Luke Cage is still cool though. He's pretty much always been cool. All about origins and exploitation, but I'm glad he's still around, and pretty much all the characters I mentioned are still around too. Yeah. Still want Peter and MJ to get back together, but everything else in Marvel is pretty much good. God, that is weird. Pretty much everything else in Marvel is mostly good, except for their flagship main character, and debatably the X-Men. The Krakoan era was weird. Actually, Marvel's just weird. I've heard nothing about the modern Iron Man. I'm glad we're ending the video now. Yeah. With that, like, comment, and subscribe. Donate if you're feeling nice. Share it with a bear. And always remember, praise be to the blood elk, fear the stabopotamus, and death to Kronos. Ah! 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 Have a night, folks.